Good day, everyone. As the dean said, my name's Chris Cannedy, and even though I'm new to the congregation, I'm actually not a stranger to the cathedral. I was a frequent visitor for 17 years, or 17 years ago, I would come here for choral society concerts, classical music concerts, requiems, and sometimes just to walk around and admire this place. But as I said to the vicar a couple of months ago, over the last several months, this place has become less of a concert venue and more of a church. After recent events in my life that involved the death of a loved one 3 years ago, there was nothing that I wanted and needed more than prayer. Praying at home just no longer seemed sufficient. And even though it had been 17 years since I walked through those doors, there was one thing that I remembered that this place prided itself on being. We see it on the banner that comes up and down the aisle in procession every Sunday, the banner that reads, "My house shall be called the house of prayer for all people." Not only did the cathedral provide a place for me to pray, but it also provided inspiration on additional prayer methods. And I've never had a chance to tell her this. I'm glad she's here today. But for me, that inspiration actually came from Jan. During her Mother's Day homily, Jan mentioned Anglican prayer beads. And not being brought up Episcopalian, I had never heard of them. I wasn't familiar with them. But after Jan mentioned them, I was inspired to get my own set of Anglican prayer beads, and it took my prayer to a whole new level of maturation. And Jan, I'm really thankful for that inspiration. It came at a time when I really needed it. Thank you. So this cathedral, this house of prayer, this house of inspiration for all people, renewed me when I was spiritually exhausted. And now that I've gone through this process over the last several months, I understand the importance of preserving this place and making sure it's still here for the next person who comes along needing to seek the Lord while he may be found and call upon him while he is near. So as the dean and the vicar mentioned, next Sunday is Celebration Sunday. The Sunday the Stewardship Committee has asked us to turn in our commitment cards. And as we take today and this week to think about giving, if you feel so moved, I'd like to ask you a question. It's actually the question that I asked myself when I was asked to speak to you. Why do you keep coming back to the cathedral every Sunday? Or however often you return? What keeps you coming back to this place? Is it the feeling of renewal, that Sunday recharge we get when afterwards we're ready to go out there and take on the world for another week? Is it the feeling of the presence of Christ in the Eucharist, or an inspiring message from the pulpit? Whatever that something is, it's pretty special. It keeps you coming back. It makes you feel like you're a part of this place, that you belong. This place is full of inspiration, from the building itself to its ministry, to its choir and music. It deserves your support as a way of saying thank you for giving me that something special in my life. I hope you'll join me by making a commitment for 2018 as a way of saying thank you. Thank you, National Cathedral, for all that you are giving to me. God bless.